Okay, so this is what we're going to make today. Very simple heart shaped keyring. Nice little stocking filler. I sell loads of these on the Etsy shop. So I just thought I'd show you how to make them. It's a bit of quarter round. Bend over about 1.5 inches, something like that. That doesn't have to be exact. You don't want them too big because, you know, keyring, you don't want it massive in your pocket. I'm not going to do an awful lot of talking on this one because it's pretty self-explanatory. I'm going to show it from 3 different angles. So although it's a 16-minute video, you're seeing it 3 times. So if you get it after the first one, you don't need to watch the rest of it. And so I sell loads of these on the Etsy shop. These and the horseshoe heart trivets. They're my 2 best sellers, I think. Oh no, and the skulls. They're my 3 best sellers, the skull keyrings. In fact, I think the skull keyring probably comes up a bit in front of this one. Just knocking the edges off, the corners off. Just make it a little less sharp. And that's it, 1 branch done. Cut it off, about the same sort of distance. And this is when it gets tricky, holding on to the damn thing while you work on the other side. Blooming freezing in here today. First time we've had some real cold weather. It's been very, very mild up until now, and suddenly it's plummeted to below 0. So I thought I'd get the fire on and keep myself a bit warm. There you go, that's about it for the drawing down. It's just a question of shaping it. See, I'm hardly hitting it with that hammer because they're quite, not exactly fragile, but they're delicate, but they're quite thin, so it doesn't need an awful lot of hammering. The tricky bit is trying to get them to match, so it's not horrendously lopsided. Doesn't matter if they're a little bit off because obviously they're handmade, so they're going to be a little bit, each one's going to be a little bit different, but you don't want them way out. That's about it. This one's not the best, but you get the idea. So I'll do it again, a different angle. I don't know if these different angles help, or if it's just dragging out the inevitable. Just using the rounded side of my rounding hammer there. It's not a rounding hammer, it's a shoeing hammer actually. Shoemaking. Again, using the rounded side just to draw it out a bit quicker. This stuff goes cold so quickly. You need to work fast, especially in this weather. Again, just take the corners off. Once these are done, I just wax them. Use the old Renaissance wax and leave it at that. Nearly there on that one, just a last little tickle. Just trying to get them both the same length, or roughly. Try not to squash it. Try and literally just to form it rather than squish it out again. I think that's just about it again for that one. Final fettle. Yeah, that one's not bad. A little bit better than the last one, I think. Let's cool it out. Easier to see. Excuse me. There you go. Very simple. Quite lightweight, so they're not going to, hang around your keys and make everything very heavy. So, one more time. I think by the time you've seen this one, you will have got the idea. Just trying to keep those where it's swollen. Try and knock it back again. It does two things. It puts a nice sharp corner in there and keeps them the right width. Same again, just the rounded end, draw it out. You can do these in one heat if you're quick, or each branch in one heat, but I tend to take two because I'm lazy. Even so, even though I do take more heats than I really need to, they're still pretty quick and easy to make, so you can knock them out fairly cheaply. And if you were doing a big batch, you do get much quicker. I've only done 3, so I haven't got in the swing of it yet. So if I was doing a couple of dozen or more, by the time I got to probably 8 or 9, I'll be knocking them out much quicker. That's the thing with batch work, once you get in the swing. I dare say if you've got an induction heater, you could do it even quicker. Again, knocking the edges off. Just makes it a little bit nicer when you take the edges off like that. You hardly have to do anything, but it just gives it a nice little finish. Again, I'm just persuading that round. I'm not hitting it against the beak. I'm sort of hitting it off the beak. I don't know if you understand what I mean. It's not direct contact between the metal, my hammer, and the beak. I'm using the beak really as a lever, and my hammer is pushing it around. Probably more of a fulcrum than a lever. But I ain't no scholar. Right, we're just about there. Yep, that'll do. Again, not brilliant, but it'll do. So now just give them a quick wire brush up. Just take the worst of the scale off. This isn't a very coarse wire wheel on here. It's quite a soft, not particularly abrasive wheel or brush, but it does the job. So now I'm just going to put a little 3mm or 1/8 hole in it, just so I can put the keyring through it. So I shall wax it, put the keyring through it, and Bob's your uncle. This is just the last little bit. So if you're looking for something to flog at Christmas fairs, there's an idea. Thanks for watching. We'll catch you on the next one.